Move now into the NPP primaries. Of course, you are a good supporter of Kennedy Japan. Of course, we saw what happened was it last night or over the past 24 hours? So with the NPP camp now hosting all of the flag bearers, persons who are aspirants, hoping to lead the NPP into the 2028 elections. I want you to see highlights of this peace pact that was signed by all of the candidates. And how things, went by when the signing was taking place. Then we head into the discussions.
To get the contestants to affirm that the process has so far been transparent, inclusive, and fair. That want them to commit to accept the results and want them to commit to support whoever wins out of the 5 members of the team of saints.
Let me be clear. The NPP is bigger than any individual. No ambition, grievance, or faction is greater than the elephant. Leadership contests must never weaken the collective cause. Unity is not optional. Unity is not a slogan. Unity is a strategic necessity for victory. So I charge all of you, this peace pact must not only be signed, it must be lived.
Let me start off by saying that opposition is painful and lonely. We know this. Good friends don't pick up calls. They ignore us and they find new friends. We are living it. We feel it every day. And surely, none of us wants to remain there. We want power to serve, to transform lives, and to move Ghana forward. But power does not come through division. Power comes through discipline. Power comes through unity. Power comes through sacrifice. Let's note, the history of this tradition teaches us a simple truth. Whenever the NPP is united, it is formidable. And whenever it is divided, it bleeds, and Ghana pays the price. Factionalism may energize internal contests, but it weakens the party's capacity to win national election and to govern effectively. And I was saddened hearing that the respected Professor Frimpong Boateng saying publicly that he did not vote in 2024 elections. This is what division can do to us. It's unfortunate.
Distinguished presidential candidates, in my work as the chairperson of the party's Conflict Resolution Committee from 2010 to 2020, it became clear that our electoral losses, both in parliamentary and presidential elections, can be largely linked to the many internal conflicts within the party and our inability to heal faster. We are unable to forgive ourselves, reconcile, and move on after our internal elections.
Please, we are cautioning that the police are more macho than the macho men you deploy. And that when it comes to the stage, that these macho men will not take advice from the caution that is given them. And they come to the police station and then we arrest them.
Support whoever wins out of the 5 members of the team of saints.
Let me be clear. The NPP is bigger than any individual. No ambition, grievance, or faction is greater than the elephant. Leadership contests must never weaken.
Yeah. What's a good note to come back in studio? Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo speaking there that the NPP is bigger than any individual. So yeah, who's your favorite? About three, is it three or two doctors? Dr. Brian Achampon, Dr. Duchum. Is there any more doctor in there? Dr. Bawumia, yes. Three of them. There's an engineer too, and then the last one, Kennedy Ejapon. Businessman, okay. Mugu, I like the way you're describing. Let me get into the audience at once. Let me find out, what's your preference in terms of who you want to support?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm a chairman at the polling station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in fact, I will vote. Yeah, I'm a delegate, yeah.
Delegates, they say.
What I'll say is that all the 5 aspirants are fit to lead the party. They've all served the party very, very, very well. By my own preference, I will choose Honorable Kennedy Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we cannot be doing politics with this CD, dollar fuel. Right now, it's about job creation. It's about job creation, the youth of this country. It's about we need jobs. And Kennedy Japan has shown that when it comes to job creation, he's doing very, very, very well. And he's also disciplined. In fact, he'll be ruthless. He doesn't care whether you're in his party, whether you're in his government, and you're misbehaving. He will call you out and make sure he shuffles you. Yeah. We need a leader who is very ruthless. Where the country is heading to, we don't need a leader who people can control, others can control, or who be.
So you're saying that out of this 5, Kennedy Ejapon stands tall?
Very, very, very tall. And in fact, he has served in parliament for 6 good terms. In fact, 30 years. No one in our party, in the Fourth Republic, has done this.
Oh, really?
For 6 terms.
You mean for the NPP?
Yeah, for the NPP, 6 consecutive terms, yeah.
Okay.
I
think there's Collins Dauda on the...
So it's 5.
Okay, so you're talking about the...
Yes, 6.
The NPP, you're referring to...
Yeah, the NPP, 6 terms. Okay. Yeah, and in fact, I will not say people in this constituency are dumb.
Yeah.
Because they know what he's capable of. That's why they allow him to go 6 terms. In fact, if he wasn't doing well, they would have dumped him and then bring in another candidate. Right. So I think Kennedy Japan deserves to lead the party. If we want power, if the NPP wants power, I think we have to bring Kennedy Japan. And I always call for a meeting at police station. I'm a chairman. Okay. When I call for meetings, what they tell me is that chairman, that's
what the people tell you?
Yeah, my politician members, when I call for meeting, that's what they tell me. That
are you not blackmailing party members when you say, if you want power, then bring Ken?
No, that's what my people tell me at the police station. I call for meetings. My secretary, my youth organizer, my organizer, they're all there. We call for meetings. And that's what they tell us. That if you go, make sure you vote for Ken. If you want power, if you want the base, if you want to energize the base again, make sure you bring Honorable Kennedy Japan. So for me, on the 31st, I'm casting my vote for Kennedy Japan. Thank you.
Okay, we'll wait to see what the delegates will see ultimately. Let's go behind. I'll come to you.
Yeah. Blessed, thank you for the opportunity you've given us to share our views when it comes to national issues. My brother here said that he's voting for Honorable Kennedy Japan because of jobs. I am a student of economics, so I am economics biased. So I want an economist to lead the country in the sense that yes, Honorable Kennedy Japan is a businessman, but then it's not a businessman. The fact that you are bringing a businessman doesn't mean that you are going to create jobs. It's going to be...
But practically, he's created some jobs.
Yes, so if that's the case, then you can say that when lawyers lead, then everything in the country, law will be, there will be law-abiding citizens, or everything will be, there will be... How do I even put it? When lawyers...
Law and order, you mean?
Law and order, you get it. So if someone is arguing based on the fact that he's experienced, he has been a parliamentarian for 6 years.
6 terms.
6 terms. Yeah. If someone is a vice president and the person wants to become the president, the person is more experienced than the parliamentarian. Unless maybe you want to do a disservice to ourselves and say that someone who has been an MP for 6 terms is more experienced than the vice president.
But you never know. They are all. He's saying that there's a reason why, politically speaking, constituents would want to bring you 6 times. That's what he's saying.
I'm also making the point
unlike a vice president.
I'm also making the point that if you are using the MP as a yardstick of being experienced, then I'm picking...
Yeah, the repeated times. Yeah, but I get you. So just land so we can...
So I am also arguing from the point of view that if from being the vice president and the person wants to be the president, that's okay. And then I want to finish with this. Those who are students of literature and lovers of Shakespeare would understand that in the the tragedy of Julius Caesar, some were used, Brutus was used to do the bidding of Cassius, in the sense that some people think that they are doing the bidding of, some people think they are doing the party good by campaigning for their candidate or any other candidate. But then they end up doing they hurting the party more than they doing good for the party. So all I want to do that, he can argue.
And in this case, who's hurting the party more?
We all know.
I don't know. I'm not a member of the NPP.
You all know. We don't have to pinpoint. We all know.
All right.
We all know. I won't pinpoint.
Okay.
I've not mentioned anyone's name.
Okay.
So if you feel guilty, then it's you.
I get it.
You get it. So all that I would say is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as an economist as he is, has proven beyond reasonable doubt that even the successes that the current administration is chopping, one or the other can be attributed to him.
Okay.
So why don't we give him the nod to become the president of the country?
Okay. Are you a delegate?
I'm not.
Okay, he is.
But then I have people that they've told me this what
well, so let's just wait. Let's just wait.
Oh.
Jata is there. Gentlemen, just yield to Jata.
Right.
And
Listen, thank you very much for the opportunity once again.
I'll give you the opportunity.
But just to add to what my brother said, my very good brother said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been vice president and the chairperson of the economic management team. And he came into power because he was an economist. And we expected that he will be able to arrest the dollar and fulfill the promises that he gave. But clearly within the period, I will call that period a test period. Yeah. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has failed the test that Ghanaians trusted him. And then he came out to tell us that he was just a myth. So if not for anything, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should not be allowed close to power again, because he has clearly demonstrated that he has nothing to offer. Yes, during the campaign, I heard Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said that when he is voted, he's going to help Ghanaians go to Israel. Now, this man is still telling us that our problems...
that's aside the point. Yeah, I get you.
Okay, yes. But all I'm trying to say is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has failed, and he should not be voted by the delegates. And for me, I'm not a delegate, but I believe that most of the delegates are going to vote for Kennedy Ohene Ejapon, because they believe he's more firm and more disciplined than any other candidate as it stands now.
Have you seen sticker on the campaign trail?
Yeah, I've seen him on the campaign.
The dance
trail.
Moves and all of that.
Yes, I see all the moves.
He's been campaigning seriously for Ken.
And then also one thing that Ghanaians are suspecting now is that things are going to be skewed to favor Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And that is going to be a very dangerous trajectory, because this is a party that's in opposition, and this reorganization process is very crucial if they really want to come back into power. But that's what people are saying, that they are going to skew things in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
We've seen Kennedy Japan. We've seen Kennedy Japan already protesting over some issues. Probably, I hope it's corrected now. Be brief about it. So we.
I just want to say that it's trying to put the UP Plus came about. Like, this will be a clear chance for Honorable Alan.
Oh, Alan.
To be a clear candidate for the NPP to bring coming to the 2020.
So you feel Solo and Co shouldn't have left. It was the wrong time.
This is their time. This should have been their time.
Wow.
But if not possible for even Honorable Alan, I think Ken is a perfect candidate. Yeah, I think they shouldn't feel bad, but their time will definitely come. So let me handle.
I see. Who do you support then?
I will go in for Honorable Ken.
Ken. Okay, so is Ken, and there's Dr. Bawumia in the mix there. Yeah, yes. I'll come back to you.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much.
Be snappy about it. So.
Okay, so as governance watchers, every institution of governance is of interest to us, including a political party. So now that the NPP has its primary ahead of them, I think that they have a two-edged sword problem, kind of, because they are confronted with a continuity conversation and also a timing conversation. And as it relates to the timing bit, they are looking at what the general view and expectation of Ghanaians are. Yeah. Ghanaians are at a point where they feel we have had the Dr. Bawumia kind of leadership, that is the mild, collected kind of diplomatic leader for too long a time. And they are unable to see the the benefits that has been derived from that, from having such a precedent. And now they are saying that presented with an opportunity that we have a pragmatic leader
is yearning for someone who's hotter?
Who is, yes, hotter than the usual politician as we will have. They need somebody who can be able to crack the whip. And the evidence in the previous administration is quite clear.
But if you were vice president, how are you going to crack the whip then?
So what we are seeing now, for instance, let's take President John Dramani Mahama.
Yes.
The currency that is driving the discipline in his government today is the clear stance that he has taken, that he's not going to tolerate any indiscipline by any stretch. So if you have observed, almost everybody is trying to get him or herself in line in order that they don't find themselves
in the case of
out
Dr.
the law.
Bawumia, he was vice president. So how was he going to enforce that?
That's what I'm trying to say, that he has been a vice president, and we haven't seen that kind of, at least, conversation coming out to voice out to say that this is a position that I take on this particular matter. You can be able to say it without necessarily disrupting the party and trying to put yourself across as being at loggerheads with your party. You can just share your views, just as he did on the e-levy issue. You get it? So you can be able to at least air your views and let the Ghanaian people know your stance on discipline.
So because of that, you feel...
Yes, so I believe that is the currency position and the trump card of Honorable Kennedy Japan. But if it is about continuity and evidence, I think that the MPP has a higher chance winning the 2028 general elections with Dr. Bawumia than Honorable Kennedy Japan. Because there is more questions and answers to be given about Honorable Kennedy Japan than Dr. Bawumia. Whatever is going to be said about Bawumia has been said already. Unlike Kennedy Japan. Thank you very much.
So I'll stick to you, then I come to my guest. Yeah.
So I'm not going a training to the party, not to any particular flag bearer.
Yep.
Okay, so we studied that government is too serious a business for anyone to just be in power. So if the MPP really want to come to power, what they need to do is they should take away all forms of animosity or misunderstanding between them, sit together and put their heads together and look at who is the right person to push forward at this time so that we can be able to get the power. But not just doing it for a particular person. Let's come together as a party. Who is the right person for us to project so that when we go into the election, we can be able to take power if we likely to get a position again. So that when the party that you are coming to lead, you are bringing someone who will lead the country to a better position. Let's assume currently NDC is also doing their best. Yeah. So if MPP should take the power 2028, they should have someone who can also continue from where NDC will leave it. So they shouldn't just take anyone and bring it into power. They should look between themselves and pick. So you feel
there should even be some in-camera discussions, some consensus even before the election?
Yes. I think they should do that.
I agree with you on that. I mean, they want to vote.
They should, because at the end of the day, it's the MPP that should win the power. It's not an individual. Yeah. So if they are projecting someone based on their own selfish interest, the party will lose at the end because they are going against another party. Yeah. It's not an individual.
So it's a collective thing, you're saying?
Yes, so they should sit together and do the right thing.
Yeah. And I think your point goes to the heart of what former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was saying, that the NPP should be bigger than any individual. That's what the former president said at the signing of the Peace Pact. But Dr. Stephen Aman, we've seen some images of your preferred candidate, Kennedy Japan, raising some little issues with the document. Has it been resolved now?
I think so. I wasn't there. Actually, I was in Kumasi. As I said, I came at dawn. But I think they also the importance of his concern, and I'm sure to a large extent have been addressed to harmonize their interests as stakeholders. But coming back to the discussions my younger brothers are having, I think social media, we need to look at it as a country very well. Because they are making good points, and I respect their individual points. But if you look at this country today, it doesn't matter whether somebody is a professor or a student or not. Social media seems to influence decisions and comments. And I can tell them here, about 90% of what they see, they don't really contextualize what happened. So let's be very careful. I get scared, and I'm somebody, I talk to issues with pure heart and love. But people change what you say, but they think when you behave like, oh, you're cool, say you are a good person. That is never true. That is not true. If I tell you that maybe you're in public space, I don't even have friends, you don't believe me. The heart I have for people But people may even judge me different from maybe Solo here.
Solo, yeah.
Look, people are talking about words. About 90% of things they didn't say about me this election before God is not true. They change it, they send fake news out there, and everybody is brought on board. The point is, in management, in performance, we have 3 key functions. 1, ability. 2, opportunity. 3, motivation. When it comes to ability, all the 5, each of them has its strength. And government cannot be built by one person. That's why we have cabinet and we have ministers. So you have teams. For instance, Kenya, Japan now has about 80% of current finance and economic guys that we know. There could be more, but those we know that they are very visible.
I think within the party.
Supporting him, yes.
Yeah, within the party.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you build with a team. That's 1.
Okay.
2, Kenya Japan might be the best. Dr. Bawumia might be the best. Brian might be the best. But if you don't have power, and that is the second function or variable of performance. Where you are, I can't do the job. You are better than me. But with all that you are doing, if you don't have the seat, can you do it?
No.
NPP had the opportunity and did almost all the pro-poor policies. Free schools, they free that. Now, even by observation, if you like, send your own guys out there without any inducement, publicly, if you ask, some of us have been on radio and TV for over 20 years. They know us. The pressure on us. I was with Dr. Bawumia. It's not because of money or anything that I left. I think if he's even the best among the 5 and we don't get power, what happens? So some of us, it's based on our experience. What I am today, you have to look at my interest before I talk to somebody. God has already blessed me. And it's not because of politics I'm blessed. I'm not saying I haven't gotten anything from politics. But you can't tell me that I bought my first car in 97. Maybe I was in my 20s. I was doing 16-hour job in London, cleaning, washing cars. So some people don't know where some of us have come to. But some of us have pure heart for society. Without power, it will be difficult. So we think that if you work in Japan's, some of his rebuttals, that if you check him, about 90% of anything they accuse him, he wasn't fighting for himself. Maybe his approach, his demeanor, his tone, his animation when he speaks, his commitment and emotions, you may misconstrue that. But anything the man ever fought was fighting for people. That's 1. 2, if you look at Kenya, Japan, Ghana is a poor country. Economy, yes, it's important. But without sustainable jobs, sustainable industries, it will be difficult for you to develop any economy. Because in Ghana, we import almost everything. People don't have work to do. If you have somebody who, among the 5, or even among politicians in Ghana, he stands tall when it comes to creating industries, factories, jobs. It is something, it's an area we should look at. If you look at Dr. Bawumia, when it's the economy, he's good. We need to look at. But you look at beyond all these things, who today, that when you're out there, along the social stratification, all segments, people are talking about, we need Kennedy, because he's disciplinarian, he's done this. Now go to 37. He spent millions of dollars putting up cardiothoracic center. Go to Komfanochi, millions of Ghana cedis, making sure that we have oncology machine maintained, sustained to save lives. Go to Tamale Teaching Hospital. When Ghanaians were left abroad, he spent his money. He started spending doing this in the 90s. So it looks as if, as Ecclesiastes says, that there's time for everything. You may like him or not. Now, NPP's best chance, it doesn't mean when he comes, power will be on a silver platter. It doesn't mean Bawumia or Brian can never win power. I haven't said that. But you analyze the level of probability. And some of us with about 30 years experience in politics, what we know and what we have been confronted with, we think Kennedy is taller than all of them. You can be the best. If the opportunity for you to be in power is not there, all that we are doing will not go anywhere.
The question
and now the last thing I want to say, I beg you, sorry, is this issue about somebody spoke against this. I'm one person, watch me clearly, I may be wrong, but I hardly initiate attacks, me all my life. Because I don't want to be left alone with God and deep in my heart, what I did was wrong. But I also have a weakness. When you initiate something against me, these days I'm changing. And I'm replying, I do in multiple folds. That's my life. Look, Dr. Bawumia has he was likening me to a rabbit. Yeah. He used unprintable words that I'm intelligent. Enough, they are there, video. Because he's a very good man. He will never do that for any bad thing. But he's been misinformed. And they were comparing me to even Ami Anta, my own brother. I hadn't done anything of that sort. So sometimes, if you want to, I'm saying this with respect to what my other younger brother said. Those things you see around, people initially or generally create troubles, put in the public domain to get sympathy votes, to attack other people, to say all sorts of things because of power. But the most important thing is what this gentleman said, and the other person. We need unity, we need cohesion.
Yeah.
If we don't stop putting fake news against others in the public domain, look, when I say people laugh, there are things that have been potent. Yeah. They are saying I'm not, all these are necessary. And people also say bad things about Bawumia's people too, Brian Champions people. They are all not good. Is it that when we want power, we have Ghana at heart, NPP and DC, that when I'm left alone with my God, sticker, is it that there were passions and my boy of mine, and now to me, and there's Kentia. This is where the problem is.
Do you feel that you've suffered so much just because of your decision to go out for Ken?
I really don't care, but I fear for Ghana. Insulting me that they do even worse. They're a country that I'm a Jama boy from Opoku Aritek. Everybody knows me. I play like a child when I'm out. I'm a very disciplinarian, decent. I'm not perfect, but I work with integrity. I've been doing politics for almost 20-something years. Right. I've not been called by NDC that I've stolen money. Yeah. And people know what I do for people. In my constituency, I've given over 1,000 scholarships. We've trained about 1,000 people to learn skills. I've provided tables and chairs for about 2,400 children. I've provided 14 communities out of 24 water. Go and check. Right. I kill myself for people. That is what matters. I don't care what people say. Yeah. But the danger is, for how long can we allow fake public information, TikTok, code cards, Facebooks, to destroy and adulterate decision-making processes by some of these young ones to affect our own country? That is where I'm scared. By insulting me, who am I? Even Jesus, they insult. Even Dr. Bawumia himself, they insulted him. I'm not his co-equal, he's my boss. Right. Even Anadu, even Kennedy, even President Mahama. These are bigger guys than me in society. How much less me? But the point is, how can this be dealt with such that it doesn't one day break the entire society? Because misinformation is getting too much.
Okay, let me come to Solo, but probably you want to prepare and conclude on that for us. The argument that's been made that no candidate has won on their first attempt. You've heard,
but is that true?
Well,
Liman won, so, Busia won, even President Mahama won. And the issue we are talking about, retaining our brother, our boss, doctor, is that. Let me tell you.
You've heard the argument.
I won't go, because they use all sorts of tricks. I haven't seen, I stand to be corrected, I can't remember everything, but I haven't seen any candidate in MPP who first time reduced our vote by about 2.1 million. Moved up from 52% down to 41%. I've never seen that. And there are dynamics. When you talk, Ghana is the only country that I have seen, there could be others, but I mean those I've seen, that they can say that this is a fact, but don't say it. I get scared for our country. I will never go and sit anywhere that because somebody comes from you, vote for him. I don't even believe in tribe. There's nothing like tribe in our blood and genes. I did diploma in pharmacy, therapeutics, pharmacology. In our blood, there's no tribe. It's evolution. People live in the same area for a long time, adaptation tendencies, but in our blood, we are the same people. So I don't even believe in tribe. Right. But when you're analyzing political strategy, there are dynamics. Geographical voting. Have we thought about that? If the one you want to bring, his domain of voters, largely, not him as a problem, do not like your party. They like other party in the country. And you say, if I'm making a decision, that is not important. Because somebody will change the story and attack you. They are being troubled. My own boss, Dr. Bawumia, he was going all around saying that, because I'm a Muslim and I'm a Zongo. And he didn't say anything bad. Because he was speaking the truth. They are saying, bring me. When you bring me, they will vote for me. Unfortunately, they did not. Not that he was lying anyway, but he knew that geographically, because maybe I'm a Muslim, they also know. But Muslims do not hate Bawumia. Just that they prefer NDC. It doesn't mean all of them. but maybe about 70%, by what we know, they like NDC than MPP. So if I'm making my next decision, and I love my party when I'm an honest person, it's not Owusu with Bawumia. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So when you make this analysis, the bad guys among us, whether from Kennedy's camp or Bawumia camp or Brian or whatever, they change the story, put in the public domain, and others will make their decision out of insult. But the point is, I'm leaving this with everyone.
Okay.
Some of us that we claim we love Ghana, when we are left alone with God, with our all weaknesses and mistakes, let's have the young ones who are multiplying in drug abuse on the street. Let's just have them at heart and genuinely stop this propaganda, communist inferior tactics, have good intention, and build this country. That's all that I can say.
So, you just heard the gentleman say this was a beautiful opportunity for Alan to have made a statement.
Oh, that one dear. Oh, but when can they all come?
I mean, I can pardon him. He seemed not to have understood why Alan left the MPP, and rightly so. If Alan was to be born today in the same condition, I would be the first person to tell him to leave the MPP. We have never regretted leaving.
Why you will come?
The truth of the matter is that the last time, why did you tell me that the Bawumia campaign people are saying, Akanaipe?
Yeah, Akanaipe. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If Alan Chemantin was in the MPP, I bet you that the last election, there was no way Bawumia would get 41%. The minimum would have been 46, 47. Even 41%, they are telling you Akanaipe. So with Alan's presence and him getting 47%, it would have been a katrepe. What would be the moral justification for the party to change Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, judging by what has happened in the past? Alan leaving the MPP exposed them, exposed the party that you are not who you think you are. A lot of serious minds are living. That is why you could have Professor Paul Boati come and say that it's a fake party. Sitting here, deep down, because we were all in Tescom. I went to war in the year 2000. You went to Upper East.
You remember?
Of course, but I was. You were there when
my car got bent.
I went to Bayiri.
The way they beat some of
you understand? A lot of the guys, about 99% of the guys who are following Dr. Mahmoud, they had no clue about the MPP. So why would it cross anybody's mind to even think that Mahmoud Bawumia must be a candidate before Alan? For anybody to come and sit here and say, this would have been Alan's chance. Jesus Christ, you open me. That Mahmoud Bawumia must go and contest and fail. And after that, you will look at Alan.
But that is leadership with it's about the timing.
God didn't choose it.
What he means is that if Alan had not left, maybe this time.
Let me tell you. Okay. It is an afterthought. The hate. People ganged up. I saw it in 2023. I asked myself, is it the party that all of us were born into and we sacrificed our lives? We could go on a campaign. You get to a constituency. All the people that will come and meet Alan, none of them is a delegate. Yeah. The constituency executives, they will tell you that they are going to funeral. They can't be. They will pass back and call, look, we want to be here. Our will betides you to be here. You are sacked. Look, we got to Offenso. It was raining. The people that came, they said, look, we are not delegates. It was so bad. The hatred. It wasn't normal politics. It was that hatred. So if I'm in an organization and you hate me to the core, I'll be a fool to continuously stay in that.
So you advise Alan never to return?
In fact, I will never. If he wants to, by me sitting here, what I've seen with this.
Or even if Kennedy comes, you won't come.
Because the point is that Kennedy will be rigged, and I'm coming to the peace park.
Just land on that quickly so we can wrap up.
I'm landing because even your time is up. The reason why this peace park was signed is to rig this election for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, how?
You have not voted. You are telling me, do you know the conditions that they have set out in the peace pact? They say no matter what happens, you have to accept. Hey, we are going into an election. So we went and voted. Because I have signed a peace pact, if I know that at Okankwe South, I got 30,000 or 700, and they gave me 0. They are saying, shut up. You have signed a peace pact. You must accept it. Is that how you build a political party? Where from this?
Oh, but that's on paper.
And that
it binds you. It's a product. It's not a raw material.
I'm coming.
Just to support your point.
It binds you from 2026 to 2028.
Right.
It is only a way of rigging this election for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But the effect
but that's not true.
After 31st.
Now, and I disagree with you.
Bring me and Sika here.
Okay, yes.
On this same matter. And you will see that we'll be singing
Kennedy has a
on the day.
Don't worry yourself.
On the day,
check what will happen.
Well, your time is up. Don't let me believe that. But
stop that.
On the day of the elections,
look, it will be a totally different ball game altogether.
So Bawumia win.
But Kennedy,
I am telling you.
Where I support my brother here, just a minute, is that one thing about I say Africans and even Ghanaians. I've traveled to so many different countries. I study cultural behaviors. Right. Honestly, this part of our world. The youth, please. This part of our world, we like doing the wrong thing and expecting the right results. Peace is not a raw material. It's a product.
Right.
It's a product of what?
All right.
Fairness, justice, processes that benefit everyone.
All right.
So you cannot just say,
thank you so much.
I'll force peace
I get it. And that's Dr. and that's Dr. Stephen Amwa for you. He says Ken will win. And we wait for next weekend to see what the outcome will be. And bless us. Of course, we can connect online. Grateful to Solomon Owusu and, of course, the audience. And they are shaking hands, as you can see. Thank you all for joining us. And apologies we couldn't take your messages, but we'll do that next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.